So I'm Maddie Baroli, and I'm the founder of the Assisted Tree Range Expansion Project. And I'm really excited to be working with the Congregational Summer Assembly, along with a host of other community partners on implementing this project. And so basically the big idea is to be assisting the range expansion of different tree species that don't currently grow in northern Michigan, but are projected to have appropriate, suitable habitat here in the future in our forests. So one thing that I noticed as an intern with the Leelanau Conservation District, working with Camera Ross, our district forester, is that we would go around to all these different sites and visit with people to walk through the woods and observe. And definitely it is easy to see in a lot of places that our forests in a way are struggling with really rapidly changing conditions, and struggles such as beech bark disease, emerald ash borer, and just really the kind of increasing fragmentation of forests. So when new housing developments go up, or new highways are put in, that fragments ecosystems from each other, and that makes it even more difficult, right, for species to migrate and to adapt to changing conditions. So really, this project is a helping hand to not only assist those species in responding to climate change, but also to ensure the resilience of the forests that we live within. So as we're losing species to various disturbances, or species are struggling, this is an opportunity to kind of increase the biodiversity of our forests.
So these are some regional climate change projections. Over the past century, much of this region has already warmed between 1 and 2 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you have these projections, which are from the Northern Institute of Applied Climate Science. First I'll talk about these figures. So the columns within each of these figures represent 2 climate change scenarios: a low emissions and a high emissions scenario. So the lower emissions is on the left, and the higher emissions is on the right within each figure, respectively. Temperatures are expected to increase between 2 and 8 degrees Fahrenheit over the course of the next century, specifically in the winter months and the summer months. And then there's a discrepancy between the 2 models in terms of whether precipitation is going to generally increase or decrease. But what the models do agree on is that our rainfall is going to be delivered primarily in more heavy precipitation events, which is defined as greater than 8 centimeters in one event. And we're also seeing indicators that ecosystems are changing in tandem with the climate already. So leaf out and flowering dates have moved about a week earlier, and growing seasons are projected to lengthen substantially. So that's a nice perk in some ways. And then also dry soils late in the growing season, however, are leading to drought stress, which can be, obviously problematic in an agricultural context, but also in terms of the regeneration of the young forest. And then last but not least, winters are becoming less severe, which allows for greater forest pest survival. So those pest populations are able to kind of grow and get more out of control and have a greater impact on our forests.
We've selected 6 species to start with, and to just really do a trial run of planting them up here. And we're primarily working with just small private landowners and community groups and schools, because I think it's really important to basically empower just everyday people to be actively participating in observing and tending to the land that they live on. So the idea behind Atrep 2 is that this is a community science project, and so we really want to focus on that hands-on aspect of not only planting the trees, but then also checking in on them and learning what kinds of signs to look for in terms of how well they're growing and adapting to their new surroundings. And so we just ask that anybody who plants trees through the project also reports an annual measurement of their height and kind of some general notes on how they see the trees doing.
Connecting with Maddie was a really important aspect of this project, and I learned so much from her and her assisted tree range expansion project. I highly recommend checking out the atrep.net website, where there is an abundance of information, related readings, and just a really great portal to access a lot of information about the health of our forests and how you can become a part of this community science project. To wrap up this video, I just wanted to focus on the 6 Atrep species again and remind you all that we have a swamp white oak, a hackberry, and a tulip tree all planted around the meeting house, and we will continue to monitor those and add what we find and report back to Maddie and continue our community science project here at the CSA.
Thanks everyone for listening and participating in the Assisted Tree Range Expansion Project. Whether or not you plant a tree, hopefully you'll be able to enjoy those that are planted at the CSA for years to come. And thanks for taking this step to just improve the resilience of our northern Michigan forests.